Hey, hey, hey. What's clicking, my peeps and peepettes? Yes, I know this is not Saturday, this is Sunday. We're just a slight day behind. But I wanted to meet with you guys because I missed you so much yesterday. Welcome to TJ's Boom Report, where we do what? We have our sip and conversation. And today, this evening, we will be sipping on our what? H2O. I got my H2O because it's about all I can sip on. Been under the weather all weekend, not feeling my greatest. But I did have to come to you with this small bit of commentary. Because by the time I come back to you, a new episode will be out. So we got to keep up. So, without further delay, welcome to TJ's Boom Report. Make sure you have your sip and conversation. Today I'm only sipping on water. There will be no wine for me today. I've been under the weather all weekend. Still not feeling my greatest, but we're going to get through this the best way we can this evening. Oh. I'm also not in my normal spot, so things might be looking a little different in the background. But I'm up in my bedroom because, like I said, not feeling the greatest. But I do want to go over this commentary. And what we're talking about today, we'll be talking about marriage at first sight and family or fiance. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think both of these shows are really good. They really give you some dynamics into your own relationship. And if you just sit back and just listen to what is being said, something can truly help you. But we're going to review these shows because I think they have a lot of interest and a lot of good things that come out of them. And I think a lot of times people make the right decisions. So we're gonna do family and fiance first. I told you guys I'm not feeling the greatest, so bear with me this evening. We're going to do family and fiance first and then marriage at first sight. And I want y'all to make sure y'all prepare for it. Now, family and fiance is on Oprah Winfrey's network, the OWN network, OWN. If you have cable, check out that network, check out that frequency, that station. She has a lot of different shows on, but this particular show is called Family and Fiance. And the gist of the show is that you have couples looking to get married, and not everybody is on board from either side, either side of their family. So with this show, they take the couple and they take 3 members from each side of their family, and they bring them together in this big, beautiful home, really big, beautiful home, and they try to bring them together. This week we have Lakeisha and Jaquan, and the topic was babies and baggage. Now, if you did not watch this, make sure you go back and watch this. But this is my personal view of the show. They have in captions, he cheated, girl preggo, she doesn't know if he's the father. And that's how they leave it. Now they bring this couple together, Lakeisha and Jaquan. I believe Lakeisha has children already. Jaquan doesn't. And they're trying to start a relationship. I believe that Lakeisha has left her kids in Arizona. I believe she's from Arizona. And she has moved to Chicago, where Jaquan lives. And her logic is saying that she wants to make sure it's a stable home before she brings her kids there and uproots them and relocates them. That makes sense to me to a certain extent, but it doesn't make sense. Because my kids were my hip. Wherever I move, my hips move. So, I mean, everybody's personal belief is their own, but that was Lakeisha's, and she's trying to figure things out. And it appears that her and Jaquan have been fighting. Now, if this is true, then the kids don't need to be there. And if she's trying to find herself, it's best that they stay where they at. However, I believe they're with her mother. That might not be the best option because she appears to be a little touched too. Now, in this show, we have 3 days to get this together. And they have 3 days to make a decision if they're going to get married or not. Day 1, they arrive. Both families come in and they voice their opinions. Okay? I wrote notes everywhere, so y'all watch out. Watch out for me. Okay, I got them. Okay. So, the first day, the 3 family members that come on each side voices their opinions on how they feel about the relationship. And for Lakeisha and Jaquan, the issues were, and I'm not going to say what side was which because you got to watch the show, but the relationship towards the kids, it was a concern. And they feel like there's no relationship if the kids are not there. How can you have a relationship towards the kids? I get that. Somebody wanted Lakeisha to work on her inner you. They said she's always running after men, and she's never taking time to take care of herself. Now, I know some of this stuff sounds familiar in your own lives, so just think about some of this stuff and what other people are going through and apply it to your own life. It says, and then another concern was, how are you going to work? Do you have a stable job? Are you going to take care? How are you going to take care of your family? So we probably know who that question was directed to. And then another thing is, people think that it's too early for them to be getting married at this time. I think they've only been together a few months. And I think they want to jump into it. I think Lakeisha is 26 and Jaquan is 25. The family feels it's too young to be making that type of decision of getting married. They're not ready. They feel like they have a lack of communication. Now, this is all coming out in day 1. And you just think about how all this stuff is going to work out, and they're going to make it where they're going to figure this out in 3 days. But they do. And then anger issues. They know that there's some anger issues because Lakeisha gets angry and she has put Jaquan out. Now, it appears that she has put Jaquan out 5 separate times. He has always had somewhere to go. But one particular time, he didn't have anywhere to go. He called someone and they said, sure, come on over. And he went over and they got busy. Bang, bang, choo-choo train. Yeah. Did some things they shouldn't have did. And then a month later, the girl calls Jaquan and says, guess what? I'm pregnant. Now, Lakeisha is not feeling it. She's not happy. And she made a point to say that if he's the father of this baby, she was postponing the wedding. Now, the wedding was supposed to be July 14th, 2021. And I will tell y'all, it did not go off. We will go through that. Now, so this is all day 1. Everybody's getting their feelings out and, saying how they feel. Now, what they do is on the show is they have the bride and the groom, we're going to say the fiance and the fiance, well, we'll say the bride and the groom, go off with each of the sides of the family and try to work through some things so they can get a better understanding. For this time, Lakeisha had to go with Jaquan's family, and she had fears in a hat. So what that means is they had a hat and they had to write their different concerns in there. And each time she pulled out a message out the hat, she had to address that concern. Sounds easy. Until she threw shade at Jaquan's mama and said something out of her mouth I didn't appreciate. I took it as shade. But we'll come back to that. Jaquan had to go with Lakeisha's family, and he had to give her family his 5-year plan. What is his 5-year plan? What does he see his future in the next 5 years? Sometimes that could be a little difficult at 25 years old. I don't know if he would know all of that. But he went through it. He got through that pretty good. But the thing that upset me is that Jaquan's mother made a point to say to Lakeisha, I don't know how you could leave your kids like that. I wouldn't do that. And Lakeisha's response was, mind your own business. Them my kids. It ain't your business. Now, this is a mother-in-law coming in, just expressing her concerns. She wasn't foul with it. She wasn't negative with it. Actually, she was quite pleasant with it. And Lakeisha came back with this little sarcastic comment about these my kids. Don't you worry about it. I felt some type of way. I felt that wouldn't work out. But as the series goes on, so they get through the first day, they go through these concerns, they have dinner with each other, they talk about these concerns, and then it pops up about the night that he spent, Jaquan spends the night at somebody else's house, and now the girl might be pregnant. Now, the families take sides, but they don't take sides, because Lakeisha is saying, Jaquan, you went out and jumped out and we broke up one night, and then you jump up and you go have an affair with someone, basically affair, but we wasn't together, but you slept with somebody and now they might be pregnant. I ain't for that. And the family was like, well, you can't just keep putting him out. But then her family coming to her defense was like, well, what you telling her? She wrong too? No. She was wrong. Y'all didn't want to call her out for that, but I'm calling Lakeisha out for that. Lakeisha, every time you get mad at Jaquan, you just put him out. What you expect to happen? That was your fault. So your family didn't want to say it, but I'm going to say it for them. You were wrong for that one. Now we go into day 2. Now they meet with the relation expert of the show, Tracy McMillan. She is great. I take big notes from her. I love her. She meets with them on day 2 so they can get the next day going. And she sees there's some tension with Lakeisha and Jaquan. Jaquan tells the situation about how the girl might be pregnant and what happened led up to it. And the whole time, Lakeisha is like this. Got her head all twisted and turned up. Like she got an attitude. And Miss Tracy said, you're acting just like your mother. You told me your mother acts like that. And I see you acting the same way. Sure enough, she was right. Apple don't fall far from the tree. You hear this a lot of times. A lot of times, the way you're brought up, no matter how hard you try to maybe reverse that, you a lot of times tend to go in that same direction and do that same thing. So you have to be careful with that. But she was actually acting out what her mother does to her. So Miss Tracy gave them a suggestion that on that day too, there was some things she had to work out with her mom. And Lakeisha went to her mom to try to talk to her with Jaquan on her side so he could see what was going on. And to make a long story short, her mom was not having it. Now, I wrote down who all was there. Lakeisha's mom was Claire. Her dad is Lionel, and her sister was Vanessa. And then Jaquan had his mom, dad, and brother. So it looks like they both had a good balance. They both had their moms, their dads. However, I don't believe Lakeisha's mom and dad are together because they made a point to say that the dad lived somewhere else and the mom lived somewhere else. And that she said her mom is right there, and her mom is so distant to her and she lives so close to her. Yet her father lives so far away and he's closer to her. Her mom and her never really had a relationship. However, you can see if you watch it, her sister comes in and that mother praises the sister, Miss Vanessa. She praises her. Oh, look at this. Look at her legs. She's this and that. But then when Lakeisha come in, ooh, look at her hair. Why she got that ponytail? Why she got that on? So she's already making a difference between the two daughters. You never show comparison between your children. Never. One is never better than the other one. One never dresses better than the other one. You love both those kids unconditionally the same way, because what happens is the kid that's getting that less attention takes it and turns that, and it makes it an ugly situation. And you might not be trying to put it in that light, but it turns into a bad light. So be careful on how you treat others, different siblings with each other. But in the process of Lakeisha trying to talk to her mom, she blows up, walks out, storming out, mad, packing her bags, leaving. I'm not gonna do it. You don't bring me on camera to do this. You brought me on camera. You didn't have to bring me on camera to do this. Because she was called out on her BS. She knew she was being called out on her BS, and she really didn't appreciate that. But she didn't know how to handle that because she needed some counseling, which makes Lakeisha need some counseling. The big blow up happens now. Jaquan's mother, Sharon, hears this. She hears the whole blow up. She goes and tries to talk to Claire, mother to mother. Claire doesn't even want to talk to her. She's so mad. She's mad at everybody. Get this camera off me. Do this, do that. Because generally, when we get mad like that, we get so upset we can't hear nobody. But she was a problem, and she didn't want to address her problem and realize that she is part of the problem. You could tell from the very beginning when the segment first started that mother, Claire, Lakeisha's mom, was a problem. And she showed it through the whole 3-day process. And that's why Lakeisha does not know how to communicate. The apple don't far from the tree. And a lot of times when you got stuff like that going on, you really need some outside help. I'm so sorry, y'all. My stomach is killing me. I'm trying to get through this. But if y'all didn't watch it, go back and watch it. Day 3 comes up and they have to make a decision. And the decision to be together or not. Are you choosing family or are you choosing fiance? And when they went around the table, just like they went around in the beginning and asked everybody's concerns, they go back again and ask everybody to give their blessings. And no one out of the 6 people gave their blessings on the couple of getting married. No one. So at the end, spoiler alert, if y'all didn't watch it, go back and watch it. You might want to turn the video off and pause me out or turn me down because I'm getting ready to tell you. Spoiler alert. It's coming out my mouth right now. Spoiler alert. They did not stay together. They both chose to not get married on July 14th. They had a lot of issues to work through. There was no communication there in their relationship, and they saw that. Now, unfortunately, it took them to get to this big, beautiful house to figure this out. But if anybody is interested in this, why don't y'all reach out to that show? Miss Tracy McMillan. She is absolute doll. She is very good. She picks up on a lot of things. And if you guys really need some help and you're really trying to get through your relationship and you are lack of communication on either part, that might be the place y'all need to go to check out, because they will help you get through what you're fighting through. Now, we're going to take me a sip of water here. Everybody grab you a sip. If you're sipping on your wine, make sure if you're out and about, you drive responsibly. Do not drink and drive. If you are drinking and driving, do not intoxicate yourself to the level that you cannot handle it. I tell you, my stomach. I would have to say, just briefly say that I've been dealing with this stomach issue. I've been going through a lot this past week. with my father, not my daddy, but my father, who's the alcoholic. Um, that's I'm gonna have to do another segment on that because I really need help with that. I need some people feeding back with me on that. Um, being an alcoholic. Um, uh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to multitask here. But my father's, yeah, he's truly an alcoholic, and I have no idea. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. I really need some feedback and I need some help. I need some people to help me out. But we're gonna go ahead and go on over to Marriage at First Sight. I love this show. I never thought I would ever do any reviews on this show, but we are now in, I believe, season 8. Um, and we have the couples Mirla and Gil, Brent and Ryan, McCaleb and Zach, Rachel and Jose, and Bow and Johnny. Now, the one we're finna review. The episode showed September 22nd. Oh my God! This comes on every Wednesday new. If you guys are missing it, you need to catch up with it. If not, if you are up to date, make sure you watch it this Wednesday when it comes on. But I got notes all over the place, so I might jump all over the place, but I'm going to try to talk about everybody. Whoo, because I will tell you, this season is good. This season is magnificent. Extremely good. I mean, really, 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 really good. I would have to say you guys did a great job. Great job. Extremely good. Okay. I had to make sure that everything is going out pleasantly. Okay. Okay. I just had to make sure everything's going out. Okay. Woo! This is okay. First of all, before we go any further, Mirla and Gil. Gil is the tall, bald-headed firefighter. Y'all are truly smitten over him, aren't you? I guess he wouldn't be my type. None of them really my type. My hubby's my type. But you guys are truly smitten over him. But I will say Mirla is not the one for him. I can't stand her. Oh my God. Sometimes, are they gonna ever on these shows bring them back, the ones that don't make it with people? Do they ever bring them back and do a rematch and see if they can rehook them up? Or do they think it's too soon? You know who I think would be good for Gil? Um, um, what's her name? What's her name? That had Chris. Oh, what was her name? Oh my God! And Chris was messing around and was trying to go back to the ex girlfriend, telling him she was pregnant stuff, and that girl didn't even want him. Oh God, what was her name? I think she would be great with Gil. Maybe they should look them into hooking up. Maybe they should hook them two up. I'm just saying, I don't know. Okay, but let's get into the season as the show started. Oh my goodness. They started off with McCaleb and Zach. Okay. Zach, to me, I'm trying to read my notes and make sure I want to keep up and talk about everything because this stuff was crazy. In the beginning, they have McCaleb and Zach, and you know what? I thought in the beginning I was gonna like Zach. I don't like Zach now. He's a big crying ass wuss. He just cries. He makes up these lame excuses. I guess him and Michaela was had a really great day, and he left, and he was supposed to come back to watch a movie with her, and he didn't come back, and he made up this lame excuse on why he didn't come back. If they didn't spend their honeymoon together because he had COVID and she was away, shouldn't they be having the makeup on time? Shouldn't he be wanting to be with her? So for him not to go back to her that night, I don't think he really feeling her. He talking about some she great, but I don't really think he feeling her. Then it slips off to Brent and Ryan. Why haven't they seen? Okay, why haven't they seen each other naked? What's wrong with Ryan? I don't think it's Brent. I love Brent. I think she's beautiful. I think her red hair is really nice. She's really trying to put forth the effort to be with him, and he's not reciprocating that same effort back. So I'm not feeling him at all. I am not feeling Ryan at all. But low key, I think he real rich because somebody mentioned he has a plane. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know. But somebody mentioned that he has a plane. Um, Maybe he need to fly her around or something. But I think they said she's not his type of girl usually because I think he has eye candy. It seems like he has like dumb. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be offensive to anyone, but dumb blondes on his arm. You know, girls with blonde hair but no brains, and they're like, hey, and they're just eye candy on his arm. I think that's what he's accustomed to, and he can't relate to her because she's too intelligent for him. So if they don't work out, it's not Brent's fault. It's Ryan's fault. Um, they said it was like why haven't he seen? They haven't seen each other naked when the therapist was talking to him. She's she has more feelings for him than he definitely has for her. That is without a doubt. But why is he not feeling her? Is because she doesn't fit his profile of what he thinks in his mind is a beautiful woman. Because he looks so dry. Just look at his facial expressions when he's around her. She's all smiling and stuff. But because she doesn't like that wildlife and she's a little bit more reserved, he's not feeling her. I don't know. They didn't quite match them up right. However, she really is trying to feel him out and he's not filling her out. So I think that's real crazy. I don't think that's gonna really go far. You let me know what y'all think about them. We got a few more weeks, but I don't think it's gonna last. I really don't think it's gonna last. Then we go back to Zach and Michaela. Zach is blowing Michaela off. He mentions he doesn't know if he can trust her. And he just his mannerism. I don't like you, Zach. I don't like you for this season. You're a big mama's boy. You're crying. You acting like a little bitch. And you need some help, Zach. You really, really need some help. Michaela is a beautiful, interesting woman, and she looks like she really wants to learn to grow in her marriage, and you're not trying to go. So I don't know why you came on this show, but I think you were putting up a facade of, I wanted to be married. I wanted this so bad. I wanted this so bad. I don't think you really wanted it that bad because the way you acted, that's not how no man with some, good stuff laying next to him acts, okay? So, like, the excuse you used when you said you fell asleep with the dog, and then that morning you got up and took the dog out. No. Any man with some cooch laying next to him would have rolled up in that bed, kissed it in the neck, said, baby, I'm about to take the dog, and I'm about to go. I'll be back. And you did none of that. You ain't for this. They need to pair Michaela with somebody else. Maybe they can pair Michaela with Gil. I think, you know what? Nah, nope. Because I think Gil will be too much of a wuss for her. She needs somebody strong, but it ain't you, Zach. Until you put your big boy panties on, I am not feeling you at all. Okay? Okay. I really think there's something more going on with that relationship there, but I think it's more with him and not her. This will be very interesting to see how these next weeks play out. I can't wait for Wednesday to see where this is going, but something's going on with him. I'm not feeling Zach, not feeling him at all. And if you notice on the couch, Look how far Zach and her and Caleb are sitting. She is all the way on one end of the couch. He's on the other end of the couch. The therapist was Miss Vivian. I love her too. She brings them together for a quite second, but you see Caleb pull away from him. But that's because the way he been acting towards her. I pull away from him too. I'm not feeling him. You know what, Zach? Down for Zach. We not feeling Zach at all. Not feeling Zach at all. He a crybaby. I ain't feeling Zach. We don't like Zach at all. Now, they briefly go to Zach and Jose. They go to Rachel and Jose for a minute. Rachel and Jose, I'm sorry. And their first, when you first see them, oh, you think they're so in love. They have now said they love each other to each other. And you think everything is gravy with them and sweet. We still have some controlling issues that he has, but nothing has jumped off yet. And we're loving them. They're so open to each other. It's almost like, are they really this open? But in the beginning, they're good. You know. Okay. But then turmoil happens. They go away from them and they go over to Mirla and Gil, because they left you thinking that Jose and Rachel's relationship was great. Mirla and Gil, they still hadn't kissed yet, and by the end of the episode, he told her, I guess he made a comment to Miss Vivian, that if he don't have a kiss by decision day, that it was definitely gonna be over. So she said, "Oh, that's all you need is a kiss," and he was like, "Yeah." I was like, Gil, you need more than the kiss. You need some love and affection. You ain't gonna be in this thing for what, 6 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever long they doing it, and she ain't showing you nothing. Oh no, that's way too long. No, way too long. You didn't say I do for you not to get I do. You know what I'm saying? But Mirla, she has these stubborn words. She doesn't kiss. I think she's crazy. They gave him an activity game to play, and everything that card that he pulled out to do, she said no. No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. No body shots. Where Bow and Johnny did it, I was loving it. But she wouldn't do no blindfold. She wouldn't show how to cuddle a little. Not having sex. Don't touch me. Don't touch. You just can kiss the forehead or the face, but no kisses. I don't know about y'all, but I am not feeling Mirla and Gil. They need to replace Gil with somebody else for sure. But then the dramas. Oh no, we're gonna leave the drama to the end. We're gonna go back to Jose and Rachel in the end. Then they do Johnny and Bow. I'm gonna tell you, I am so loving their communication. They are real. Well, at least what they're showing us, because I guess in previous shows they're not really communicating or stuff is happening. But for what they're showing, I think that their relationship is going really good. Bow is dropping her guard down a little. She's being a little, flirty and playful. I love it. She did when they gave them the game. She did the body shots. Now I'm pretty sure somebody said, "Oh, she didn't lick his belly button long enough." Look, they gave you enough of what you need to see. You did not need to see all the extras that went involved, because I'm pretty sure there was more involved. Because they both got busy. They got them some little nookie nook. So shout outs to Bow and Johnny. Y'all bang bang. Bang bang. Bang bang. Bang bang. I appreciate that. Y'all need to go teach Mirla and Gil some things. Or maybe just Mirla. Because Gil probably ready. But they did the sex games. They was open with each other. I am loving Bow and Johnny. I believe they've had sex multiple times. So Shout outs once again to Bow and Johnny. Y'all are doing exactly what y'all supposed to be doing. Um, but then Michaela and Rachel, they go out and have a little friend time with each other. And they talk about both of how their marriages are not working. I really felt bad for both of them because both of those ladies are really into this. And I see them, really trying to be in this for the long run. And who they paired them up with is just not working. Um, Maybe better luck next time, but I hope all these people that don't work out in their relationships, I hope they have a way of trying to get them to reconnect to somebody. Um, then they go back to Caleb and Zach. They go swimming. They appear to be having a good evening with each other. But then they do their little game thing. Excuse me. And McCaleb is talking back or something. What I write? McCaleb's. Oh, she didn't like the way he made an answer. He asked, do he see a future with them? And this MF said no. He don't really see a future. He's trying to make the best that he can. And she was like, what? I was like, what? He does not see a future. Why are they still there? So I want them to pair Michaela up with someone else. She does not need to be in that situation. Brent and Ryan, I believe Ryan went back home for a couple nights to try to clear his head at his house. He came back, but it doesn't appear that he said he got his head cleared, but it doesn't appear that he's yet focused on Brent. I think she's a very attractive young lady. I love her red hair. It makes her pop. I'm sure she's not his typical woman, but that's why they paired him up, because his typical woman is not who he married, and that's not who he's with. So he needed something else. So I don't know. But then the action begins. I will just have to say, the action begins. Oh my God. As I'm trying to fight, I'm telling y'all, I've been dealing with these stomach issues. I'm gonna have a segment on this too. Because the doctors can't figure out what's going on. But once my stomach start hurting, it takes me down for a couple days. So I've literally been down all weekend. I didn't go to work Saturday. I haven't been out of my house for the last few days. And I'm just trying to do this with you guys because I don't want to get behind on my commentary of the shows because we got new shows coming on. But I've been having this pain. If anybody out there watching this, if you know anything about this, or if you know anybody with these kind of pains, if you can give me some suggestions in my comments, I appreciate it. But I have these lower abdomen pains in my lower abdomen. They're stabbing, excruciating pain. I take strong medicine for it, but the medicine just makes me sleepy. It takes the edge off, but the pain is not gone. It hurts to use the bathroom, whether it's a 1 or 2. It feels like something's pulling in my stomach. I know I'm getting a little graphic, but I'm looking for some real help out here. I have excessive belching, but I was not diagnosed with acid reflux. But I can, at this point, I can start belching right now if I want to. I'm gonna hold it back because I just don't want to do that. But I can just go for hours of belching. But this pain in my stomach, I want to say it's something I'm eating. I went to my daughter's game Saturday, had a great time, and I had a hot dog and some M&Ms, peanut. I'm gonna tell you, those babies was good going down, but coming out, I don't know if this is affecting me. If those peanut, I know I wasn't supposed to eat nuts, but I thought one pack, one time would not kill me. So I don't know if it was the processed hot dog or if it was the nuts together or both of them together just did not agree in my stomach. But my stomach has been jacked up, so I need some help with my stomach. And the doctor's trying to put me through physical therapy for my stomach pain. I don't understand that. Please explain to me what does physical therapy have to do with my stomach. But okay, I'm trying. Okay. But anyway, if you know anybody else that has stomach problems or have been diagnosed with something with their stomach, please, please, please let me know. because my stomach kills me. My stomach hurts. Hurts now. So I want to go ahead and get through this so that I can go ahead and lay down because my stomach is really hurting. But Jose and Rachel. And you know what? I'm not going to say Jose and Rachel no more. I'm going to write this on my paper. It's Rachel and Jose. You say the bride's name first. Plus, he don't get the honors. Oh, mean man. He's an old controlling, what did they say? He got a Neapolitan complex. Little short Neapolitan himself, and he got to be in control of everything. He's a little mean something. We don't like you, Jose. I thought I liked you because I thought you were nice looking, and I thought you would be perfect for her. But this little controlling thing that you did, okay, let's see. This is what happens. All right. He goes off and he's talking about she called him another man's name. Now, they didn't show it. But they was talking or something, and she called him another man's name. Now, when he's talking about it with his boys call him out. And actually, Ryan actually calls him out and says, she called you Johnny. Johnny? You mean Johnny? Bow and Johnny? So it was probably an error. He's probably acting a certain way, and she probably just said, oh, just talking and called him Johnny. It wasn't like she called him an ex-boyfriend name, an ex-fling name, an ex-anything name. She called him Johnny. He didn't blew this all out of proportion. You call me another man's name. Disrespecting her. She told him, you know, my daddy did not raise me to let no man disrespect me. So her friend was there. After him and her get into it, and he tells her to get the fuck out. I mean, he's like really mad at her. Tells her and you know, I never see. Now, if she raised her voice, I could be wrong, but I never saw her raise her voice. If she raised her voice, she could have, but I didn't see it. He tells her to get out. So her friend is leaving. She walks her friend out of respect. If you see what towers they're in this high-rise tower thing. So she walks her friend out. He waits till she leave out. He locks the door, deadbolts it, and goes back to bed. Locks her out. So when she comes back in, she can't get in. What? He locked her out. She was mad. She was like, oh, I will not be with you. And for those reasons, we cannot be married. You will not be locking me out. That is not how you deal with a situation. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He locked her out. What kind of mess is that? I'm going to tell you. I don't know why. She didn't. Obviously, she didn't take no keys with her. But then she went around knocking on other couples' doors, trying to get in somewhere. I don't know if she ever got back in, but that was low down. Jose, you a snake for that. And just because of that, now I don't like you, so you're on my list. So Mirla is on my list. Ryan is on my list. Zach, you leading the list. Jose, you're on the list. And Bow and Johnny, y'all ain't on no list. The only couple. Yay! Okay, now, y'all make sure y'all watch this Wednesday. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the new episode for Family and Fiance came on as well. Wait a minute, I'm pulling my paperwork. I believe the new couple yes. There is a new couple coming on, so that we'll be reviewing next week. I believe their names are Monique and Sammy. And they both have 3 family members coming. And we'll touch bases with that. But I want to make sure y'all go ahead and check out Monique and Sammy, so y'all know what we're going to commentate on next week. We will be back live Saturday. I don't have any unexpected parties or anything. That's what happened yesterday. My godfather turned 70. yesterday, and they gave him a surprise birthday party. So that's where I was at yesterday. I do apologize that I was not on. My apologies. But hopefully we'll be back on next Saturday. Make sure y'all watch Monique and Sammy, and then you're gonna watch the new episode of Married at First Sight. That should be good, so we can commentate on that. We're gonna see what happens with, excuse me, Rachel and Zach. Told y'all my stomach here is getting ready to start, so I'm gonna get ready to end this because I don't want to embarrass y'all. I ain't embarrassing myself because it's nature. There's more room out than in. But I just don't want to go there with y'all. But we're gonna watch and see what happens with Mirla and Gil, Brent and Ryan, McCaleb and Zach. Oh, pussy ass Zach. We don't like Zach. And we don't like old pussy ass Jose. You know what? Y'all just went into the in the int list. That's what y'all on, the int list. Mirla's on there with y'all. It's all men and one girl on the int list. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Bow and Johnny, let's see what happens with them next week. Right now, they're the only ones going strong. I appreciate Bow doing the challenges. She put on the little nurse's outfit. I hate she had them black stockings on. Somebody should have told her, but okay. Somebody should have told her. Why she had them black stockings on with that white nursing outfit? If anything, she should have had red on, but okay. But they were good. They appear to be doing good, but I guess next week they might not be. But you know what? They're the best couple right now so far, in my opinion. And I'm entitled to my own opinion. You know how we do things over here. We're going to end with our tonight's prayer. We're going to end with our prayer of encouragement. Dear Jesus, we know you are present in the little things of life. We sense that the seeds of faith which you continue to plant within us will grow. Even without our awareness, when we are discouraged, remind us that you are Lord of growth, and to be the strength by the good news that we are not yet through. You are not yet through with us. By these blessings and all things we pray, and we add a blessing to the reading and hearing of his word. Amen. All right, so make sure you guys watch Family and Fiance, Marriage at First Sight, and we're going to dwell more into, as you see these couples not communicating, I want you to take that and put it into your own situation and say, I am going to communicate with my significant other, whomever it is, doesn't matter, whoever your significant other is. Vow tonight that you will communicate somehow. You're not going to just open up and just let it all out, but start with little baby steps. It's all good if you start with little baby steps and take that first step of having an open communication. If you want longevity in your relationship, you have to communicate. As we can see, Mirla and Gil, they not kissing, so that means they're not communicating. And that little peck she gave him, that's not a kiss. That's a peck, not a kiss. So you have to communicate, okay? Britt and Ryan, there's no communication because he's not feeling her. She feeling him and she trying to talk to him, but he not talking back. So she's doing her extent. He's not doing his. See how when both people don't work together, see how it doesn't work? Okay? McCaleb and Zach, another thing. When you don't work together and you don't communicate together, it doesn't work together. Okay? You have to be willing to bring your guard down and open up and listen and actually Take in what the other person is saying. Whether you agree with it or not, take it in, absorb it, and know that your spouse is feeling that way about it. And you should be going towards what makes your spouse, your significant other feel better. Okay? Rachel and Jose, I don't think this is going to work now because he was already controlling, and I will say running the Dickens in the beginning because he's way too controlling. But now after this and him locking you out, he showed you no respect. There was no communication there because she literally left and let the friend out. I'm pretty sure he knew that she was letting the friend out. But he chose not to communicate because he didn't even call her to see if she was gone. So see how that lack of communication happened there? And then you have Bow and Johnny, who are the only couple as of this week communicating because they're opening up. They're listening to each other. When you have to listen to that person. It ain't all about you. My husband tells me that all the time. It's not all about you. And he's right. He's in this 50-50 with me. It's not all about me. And I do have to open up and listen to him. And when I open up and listen, we have a better communication. And that's what you guys should gear towards, having a better communication. By the end of this, I don't know how many years we're going to be into this, but I want us all to be able to have open communication and actually talk with our significant others. Not talking at them, but to them. Understanding them, feeling them. As you can see, I'm getting ready to have one of my personal summers. So we're finna wrap these things up. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out on this Sunday evening for joining me. We'll be back next Saturday. Unless you like Sundays. We'll do a poll and see what we like best. I'm hot and I'm starting to steam up. So we're gonna go ahead and get this ending going here. I thank you guys so much for joining me. Pray that I that I feel better. Pray that I can get through this stomach issue because it is taking me down. And pray that I can get through these personal summers here. Woo! My God. And God said, let there be rain. And then I just... All right. Have a good evening. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Share with your family. Share with your friends. Help a sister out. Let's get this channel growing so we can really have some communication out here. Thanks. Love you. Have a good evening.